in an apparent response to receiving political heat for her public statements defaming Patriot Prayer and inciting Antifa violence against this peaceful, multiracial group. Representative Nancy Pelosi has become the first nationally prominent progressive Democrat to issue a statement denouncing the masked Antifa thugs stalking our campuses and city streets. However, other leading Democrats Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, Dianne Feinstein, to name but a few, have remained stubbornly silent, in the face of escalating Antifa violence. Pelosi, shown, released a statement late in the evening of August 29 condemning violence by members of the Antifa movement during protests in Berkeley on August 27. Our democracy has no room for inciting violence or endangering the public, no matter the ideology of those who commit such acts. Pelosi, who represents San Francisco, said in the statement. The violent actions of people calling themselves Antifa in Berkeley this weekend deserve unequivocal condemnation, and the perpetrators should be arrested and prosecuted. Numerous videos posted on internet sites show a large mob of aggressive Antifa activists, many wearing masks and armed with clubs and other weapons, cursing, screaming at, and without provocation, physically attacking Patriot Prayer leader Joey Gibson and the small group of attendees at the Say No to Marxism rally organized by Gibson. Several Patriot Prayer members were viciously beaten. In all, 13 people were arrested and 2 people were taken to the hospital, according to news reports. In California, as across all of our great nation, we have deep reverence for the constitutional right to peaceful dissent and free speech. Pelosi said. Non-violence is fundamental to that right. Let us use this sad event to reaffirm that we must never fight hate with hate, and to remember the values of peace, openness and justice that represent the best of America. After experiencing Antifa mayhem for over a year, during which time Rep. Pelosi and other Democratic Party leaders have remained silent, many people are wondering what may have caused Pelosi's sudden epiphany. Many Americans are also wondering why Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Charles Schumer, Al Gore, Al Franken, and other progressives have failed to utter a word of unequivocal condemnation concerning the escalating wave of Antifa hate and violence. Nor has there been heard a whisper of condemnation from Senators Dianne Feinstein, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Cory Booker, and other self-proclaimed apostles of peace, love, and unity. And no surprise, we have also not heard even a tepid condemnation from the liberal mainstream media. In fact, as we have previously reported, here, and here, major organs of the establishment media have been acting as unpaid public relations firms for the Antifa outlaws. Even liberal left NPR commentator Mara Liasson notes that condemning Antifa, also known as Black Bloc, should be a no-brainer, and expressed bewilderment at the reluctance of Democrats to publicly repudiate them. Every Democrat should get up on their hind legs and scream it from the rooftops, she told viewers, in a Fox News special report on Antifa with Brett Baer. People who wear black masks and beat peaceful protesters should have no support at all. It's an easy thing. Democrats should be racing to the microphones, to condemn Antifa, Liasson declared. But, apparently, it's not such an easy thing for Democrats because, so far, they're not tripping over each other in a race to the mix. Pelosi ludicrously condemns blacks, Hispanics, Asians as white supremacists. Only 3 days before Patriot Prayer's scheduled San Francisco rally, Nancy Pelosi was the lead voice in a chorus condemning the planned gathering as a white supremacist rally, despite the fact that its organizers are Asian, Hispanic, Black, and Pacific Islander, among others, as even a brief perusal of their Facebook page shows. From the start, I have had grave concerns about the public safety hazard the National Park Service would create by permitting a white supremacist rally in the middle of a park for families and children, Pelosi declared in a press release on August 23. I had hoped that the NPS would take a serious look at its capacity to protect the public in Crissy Field, she said. In San Francisco, we have great reverence for the constitutional right to dissent and peaceful free speech. However, free speech does not grant the right to yell fire in a crowded theater, incite violence, or endanger the public in any venue. Continuing the Orwellian doublespeak, she concluded, as we ponder where and by whom the ill-conceived decision to approve this permit in a national park was made, we must all pray it does not become an invitation to incite violence. Of course it was statements like hers that were an invitation to incite violence, as many of the Antifa terrorists repeated her words in their attacks on the rally's white supremacists. She was not the only Bay Area politician to pile on Patriot Prayer. San Francisco Mayor Ed Lee held a press conference, urged the public to not dignify people who are coming in here under the guise of Patriot and Prayer words to really preach violence and hatred, and incite violence. That is their purpose. We know that as a fact, Mayor Lee claimed, although he offered no facts to justify the charge. That is because, charged Joey Gibson, in a television interview with Bay Area station KTVU, Mayor Lee and Rep. Pelosi have no facts whatsoever to justify their defamatory accusations. Asked by the KTVU interviewer if he and Patriot Prayer are indeed white nationalists or white supremacists, Gibson responded, "Absolutely not," and explained that he is Japanese and his speaker lineup for the event included 3 black speakers, a couple of Hispanics, a Muslim, an atheist, a transsexual. We're extremely diverse. But not diverse enough, apparently, for the San Francisco tolerance tyrants, even though, as Gibson has explained, he supports gay rights and legalized marijuana, and his group is nonpartisan and includes Bernie supporters and Trump supporters, libertarians, Democrats, and Republicans. Nevertheless, the rulers of San Francisco continued demonizing Patriot Prayer and stoking the fires of hatred against them, even while simultaneously denouncing hatred and issuing appeals to love and inclusiveness. On Friday, August 25, the day before the planned Patriot Prayer rally, London Breed, president of San Francisco's Board of Supervisors, announced a Unite Against Hate counter-rally sponsored by the city. According to Miss Breed, elected leaders and people from all walks of life will give speeches and enjoy performances at the event. All of this is because we, as a city, have chosen to unite against hate, to push for love, to push for inclusiveness, Breed said. We will not let this rally tear us apart. We will not let this rally destroy our city. Many critics would point out that a long succession of politicians like Breed, Lee, and Pelosi have already succeeded in destroying the once lovely city by the bay. As a result of the vicious, inflammatory campaign against them, as well as the threats of violence, and the likelihood the threats would be carried out, Gibson cancelled the Patriot Prayer rally in San Francisco. However, Joey Gibson and other members of Patriot Prayer have fought back, intelligently and peacefully, taking their message of love, peace, unity, and truth to alternative internet media, as well as any of the mainstream media that would listen. And it appears that their appeal to love and inclusiveness is far more believable than the claims of those who oppose them. If Mayor Lee, President Breed, and Rep. Pelosi had truly checked the facts, they would have known that Patriot Prayer is indeed a multiracial, inclusive organization, not a white supremacist group. Not having studied them until the recent hullabaloo, I spent quite a few hours on the Patriot Prayer Facebook page and watching news clips and videos of their rallies as well as news interviews with, and speeches by their members. I have found none of the alleged facts claimed by Mayor Lee to justify the defamatory charges against them. It became obvious that the tolerance Taliban in San Francisco, Berkeley, Portland, Seattle, and elsewhere continue to incite violence against Joey Gibson and Patriot Prayer because they are afraid if people meet members of the group and learn what they really stand for, it may destroy the hate Trump all the time narrative of the progressive left. If people are allowed to attend a Patriot Prayer event, they might see and hear, for instance, Will Johnson, a black man with long dreadlocks, who speaks passionately and believably about freedom, love, and unity. See video below. They might also see and hear the giant brown Samoan, Tiny Toes, who, until recently, was virulently anti-Trump because he had believed the propaganda that Trump and his supporters are racist neo-Nazis. Tiny had actually fought and beat up Trump supporters at rallies, but after meeting Joey and other Patriot Prayer members he realized their message of love and unity is authentic, while the Antifa thugs and their liberal supporters screaming love not hate are the hypocrites. Although the San Francisco rally was cancelled, Patriot Prayer did follow through on its rally in Berkeley the following day, Sunday, August 27th. They were violently attacked by Antifa and driven from their venue. The Berkeley rally was the third time this year that Antifa thugs had rampaged through the city, and the third time that Berkeley's radical mayor, Jesse Reagan, an Antifa supporter, had ordered the Berkeley police to stand down and allow the Antifa terrorists to attack American citizens exercising their rights to assemble and speak, as protected by the First Amendment of our Bill of Rights. Thanks to Tucker Carlson's program on Fox News and other programs featuring interviews with Joey Gibson and other Patriot Prayer members, as well as viral internet video footage showing the viciousness of the Antifa attacks on the group, a rising tide of indignation is applying heat to the politicians and media organs that have been tacitly supporting Antifa's violence. Like Nancy Pelosi, Mayor Reagan, apparently, realizes he has to put some space between himself and the masked goons he has been allowing to run roughshod over the people of his city. I think we should classify them as a gang, Reagan said of Antifa in a press conference on August 28, the day after their attacks on Patriot Prayer. They come dressed in uniforms. They have weapons, almost like a militia, and I think we need to think about that in terms of our law enforcement approach. The mayor did not explain why it has taken 6 months of Antifa mayhem and destruction for him to arrive at this earth-shaking conclusion. Nor did he explain why he has repeatedly aided Antifa by ordering the police to let them run amok, attacking peaceful citizens. However, the mayor is trying to have it both ways. He is criticizing Antifa while still aiding and abetting Antifa by allowing their threats of violence to cancel the rights of others peaceably to assemble and exercise their free speech rights. After condemning Antifa as a gang, Reagan also called on the University of California at Berkeley to cancel right-wing speakers because it would antagonize Antifa and its supporters. I am very concerned about Milo Yiannopoulos and Ann Coulter and some of these other right-wing speakers coming to the Berkeley campus, because it's just a target for Black Bloc to come out and commit mayhem on the Berkeley campus and have that potentially spill out on the street, Reagan stated at the August 28 press conference. I don't want Berkeley being used as a punching bag, the conflicted mayor stated. I am concerned about these groups using large protests to create mayhem. In other words, Mayor Reagan is saying he is fine with giving Antifa the final say on who may or may not speak in Berkeley. A threat to riot by the Black Bloc hoodlums, in Reagan's view, is an acceptable veto on the rights of others. As such, his criticism of Antifa fails the unequivocal condemnation Nancy Pelosi says the Antifa communist gang deserves. However, by remaining completely ill on this vital issue, virtually all other leading Democratic leaders are continuing a policy of tacit approval of the Antifa thugs and their trail of terroristic activities across America. Constituent schools force them to take a stand by insisting that they purge these criminal subversives from their ranks and issue an unequivocal condemnation.